In the heart of Oheze, where vibrant villages hum with life and ancient tradition echoed through generations, lived three sisters, Akwaugo, Kembili, and Olamma. Olamma is the adopted youngest sister who is talented. She loves to dance and can dance very well. The annual village dance competition reaches its climax. Akwaugo, Kembili, and Olamma gracefully compete with other young women. Olamma, with her natural rhythm and captivating moment, steals the heart of the judges and the crowd. She is declared the winner. Akwaugo said to herself, they always told stories of the dance competition between Oheze and Ozama. The winner becomes their princess. I practiced tirelessly, but Olamma, the outsider, won. Inside their hut, Akwaugo persists restlessly. She said to Kembili, Princess of Ozama, an outsider, they must be desperate. Kembili said to her, don't be like this, Akwaugo. Olama deserves it. Remember, she dances like the wind itself. Akwaugo replied to her, deserve it? They will probably lock her in some dirty palace and make her forget all about us. Olama, the girl with no past, a burden on our family, suddenly becomes a princess. It won't stand. She hatched a plan. She approached Olamma and said to her, come, sister, I want to show you something special. Akwaugo walks confidently ahead, while Olamma follows her with a worried expression. The lush forest creates a sense of mystery. Where are we going? Olamma asked Akwaugo. She said to herself, the forest held secrets, secrets I could twist to my advantage. Akwaugo finally replied Olamma, this is a place of good fortune, Olamma. It will bless you on your journey. As they got to the river bank, Akwaugo stands by the river pointing to the water, while Olamma stands cautiously behind. She said to Akwaugo, it is beautiful, but why are we here alone? Akwaugo roughly draws Olamma towards the river. She said to her, just close your eyes and make a wish. As she closes her eyes, Akwaugo pushes her inside the river. Olamma struggles in the water, her screams muffled. Akwaugo watches her with a cold stare. Olamma fights against the current, her cries fading as she's being swept by the water. Akwaugo shows no remorse. Rather, she laughed out. She stands there emotionless in the river bank. She said to herself, the river took her. It was an accident. Of course, a tragic accident that will pave way for my destiny. Back at the hut, Akwaugo sobs while Kembili comforts her. Villagers also gather. Their faces ached with concern. She said with fake tears, Olamma slipped inside the river. I couldn't save her. Kembili, with her face in disbelief, asked her, what happened? She replied, we were by the river bank. Before I knew it, she's gone. Akwaugo put her face in Kembili's shoulder, tears streaming down her face. Kembili looks pale and horrified. The villagers murmur amongst themselves. Akwaugo said to herself, Olamma, bless her kind heart, believed my life. Now, only one sister stood between me and the crown. Days later, Akwaugo and Kembili embarked on the journey to Ozama. Akwaugo claiming to be the winner of the dance competition. Kimberly, still mourns from the loss of her sister, remains silent. Reaching Ozama was only the beginning. She had to convince them she was the chosen one. At the grand entrance of the Ozama Palace, King Udeze, a regal figure, welcomes Akwaugo and her sister. King Udeze receives Akwaugo with kindness, impressed by her supposed dance skill. Kimberly, introduced as Akwaugo's maiden. She remained quiet. Kimberly's sadness, a stark contrast to Akwaugo's fake enthusiasm. The king was generous, but his sons, they saw through Akwaugo's act. Prince Chibike, the elder son, observes Akwaugo with a thoughtful gaze. He approached Akwaugo and said to her, "Your dance was captivating, but something feels off." "Off? What do you mean, Your Highness?" Prince Chibike leans against a pillar, his eyes narrowed in suspicion. Akwaugo avoids his gaze. Meanwhile, Prince Emeka, the younger prince, whispered to Kimberly, "You seem sad. Is everything all right?" Kimberly replied him with sad emotion. "My sister, she's gone." "Gone? But the princess!" Kimberly cut him short and said, "It is a long story, Your Highness." The princes were observant. Prince Chibike's suspicion was a thorn in Akwaugo's side, but Prince Emeka's kindness towards Kimberly worried Akwaugo even more. Few weeks later, Kimberly sits by a tree, tears falling freely. Prince Emeka joins her, offering a comforting present. Kimberly confides in Prince Emeka, revealing Akwaugo's lie and Olama's tragic fate. Prince Emeka listens intently, his playful demeanor replaced with a mixture of shock and anger. He said to Kimberly, "That's horrific. Kimberly, how could she?" "I don't know, Prince Emeka, but I miss Olama so much. She deserves to be here, not me." Prince Emeka placed a hand on her shoulder and said to her, "You deserve to be here too, Kimberly. You're kind, strong, and Olama wouldn't want you to be miserable." Their faces close as he offers a comforting word. Kimberly leans into his touch, finding solace. In his presence, Akwaugo overhears the conversation between Prince Emeka and Kimberly. She said to herself, "This fool Kimberly was spilling my secrets. I had to act fast." Back at her hut, she stands frozen in the doorway, eavesdropping on the conversation between Prince Chibike and a palace guard. They discuss Kimberly's sadness and Akwaugo's forced cheerfulness. Prince Chibike said to the palace guard, "Something isn't right. I need you to investigate further." Akwaugo became afraid that everyone is now suspicious of her. She decided to confess to her sister, thinking her sister would be by her side and help her. She approached Kimberly at the palace garden. She kneels before her, weeping. She breaks down, confessing her devious plan, Olama's tragic demise. Kimberly listens in disbelief and horror. Akwaugo continued, "I wanted the crown. I wanted to become the princess. I was jealous. Forgive me." Akwaugo collapsed on the ground, tears streaming down her face. Kimberly kneels beside her, her face a mixture of anger and sadness. She said to Akwaugo, "How could you? How could you do this? Olamma was our sister, even though she was adopted. But we all grew up together. How could you do this, Akwaugo, just because of greed?" Kimberly stood up and walked away from her. Prince Emeka paces back and front in his chamber, troubled by Kimberly's accusation against Akwaugo. He clutches his head in contemplation and decided to tell his father. The next day, King Udeze summons Akwaugo and Kimberly. He asked Akwaugo to demonstrate her dance skill, a subtle test to confirm her identity. Akwaugo panicked, her practiced move lacking the effortless grace of the true winner. Akwaugo stumbles through a dance routine, her movements awkward and unconvincing. King Udeze watches with discerning eye. The dance Akwaugo couldn't replicate Olama's natural talent. She panicked. Kimberly now came forward, having composed herself, recounted Akwaugo's confession to her, to King Udeze. Akwaugo, pale and defeated, hangs her head in shame. Kimberly continued, "Your Majesty, Akwaugo, she lied about winning the dance competition. It was Olama, my sister." Akwaugo pushed her into the water. King Udeze shouted at Akwaugo, "Is this true?" She replied him, "Yes, your Majesty. I was consumed by envy." Prince Chibike said, "We knew something was not quite right, your Majesty." Akwaugo's lack of dance skill and Kimberly's constant sadness. King Udeze said to Akwaugo, "You have committed a grave sin, taking a life and stealing another one's destiny. I regret it. Please forgive me." Akwaugo cried. King Udeze said to her, "Justice must be served, a life for a life." In Kimberly's chamber, she grieves for Olama, the weight of the revelation settling on her shoulders. Prince Emeka enters, his expression filled with empathy. He said to Kimberly, "I am so sorry for your loss." "Thank you, Prince Emeka. It is hard to believe Olama is gone and everything Akwaugo did." Prince Emeka said to her, "You are strong, Kimberly. Olama would have wanted more for you. She would have wanted you to move on, to live the life she wouldn't." Kimberly said to herself, "Olama's memory will stay with me, a reminder of the cost of envy and strength of sisterhood." At the village square, Akwaugo faces the village council. The villagers murmur among themselves, a mix of anger and pity. Akwaugo pleads for mercy, but the gravity of her crime is heavy. King Udeze said to her, "Akwaugo, you have been found guilty of murder and deception. You are sentenced to a trial by ordeal." Is this a chance to redeem herself or a path to a different kind of end? Let's find out. The trial by ordeal involves Akwaugo navigating a treacherous path, blindfolded, relying on her intuition and the guidance of the spirit. The villagers watch, unsure of the outcome. Will the spirit guide Akwaugo, or will she succumb to the consequences of her action? Akwaugo, nearing the end of the trial, hears a faint splashing sound. She takes a tentative step forward. and loses her footing, drops straight down into the very same river that claimed Olama's life. Prince Chibike dives into the water immediately without hesitation, followed by a few strong swimmers. Time sketches into an agonizing wait. Finally, Prince Chibike resurfaces, dragging an unconscious Akwaugo back to the shore. King Odeze, with urgency, said, "Tend to her quickly." Despite their efforts, Akwaugo drowned. She didn't recover. The weight of her actions and the similarity of Olama's demise proved too much for her to bear. She dies, leaving a sense of dark closure. Kimberly and Prince Emeka stand outside the tent, their head bowed in grief. Akwaugo's death wasn't a victory, but a tragic consequences. It wouldn't erase the pain she caused. A beautiful headstone marks the spot where Olama fell. Kimberly stands before it, tears streaming down her face. She lays a single white flower on the grave, whispering a final goodbye. Olama, my sister, your kind heart lives on. I will honor your memory and live a life worthy of your sacrifice. Back at the palace, King Udeze offered Kimberly the crown to be Prince Emeka's bride, acknowledging her bravery and honesty. Kimberly hesitates, overwhelmed by the burden and grief. Prince Emeka said to her, "You'll be a wonderful princess and wife." Prince Chikbike was married to another maiden. A new chapter unfolded, a life intertwined with grief, but also with hope and the change to create a legacy worth of Olama's spirit. Envy can lead down a destructive path. Akwaugo's envy of Olama consumed her and untimely led to tragic ending for the both of them. Sisterhood is precious. Kimberly's loyalty and love for Olama shine through, even in the face of Akwaugo's betrayal. Grief doesn't erase the good. Though the story deals with loss, but Olama's kindness and Kimberly's strength lives on. If you enjoyed the story and you want more like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel. If you like the story, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share this story with your loved ones and family who love epic tales. Bye!